Yeah, loaded with green and a little bit of other stuff. You know how it go when you put the joint in the end of the bolo and you blow 'em both together. Yeah, I'm crazy like that. Crazy like a cat. Yeah, I don't give a fuck where y'all be at. I'm in the sticks doing what we do. We hicks. Yeah, we crazy like that. You know it's in the sticks. But we got them blicks, the sticks, and all of this. Yeah, you know we got them fucking tools, got them fucking steel, yeah, whatever you call yo heater, yo protection, yo side piece, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you throw away whatever y'all participating. I know that I don't got a lot of background doing this, but I think that some of my songs been hitting harder than I wanna believe because I'm my worst critic. Yeah, hard on myself since way back in the gap before my teeth had all the gaps, you know, from all of them freaking caps. Yeah, most of that ain't from the drugs. It's from the county jails just yanking them things out instead of giving a real dental care, even when offered to pay for free world dentist and security and transport. They said no way. The worst fucking part was when they pulled my teeth. They wouldn't put them in my property. Now I can't get buried in the cemetery that I wanted to for my religious reasons, and I'm just saying that's a fucking travesty. Yeah, so that was one of the things that was holding me from doing a lot of crazy shit. Yeah, they took away my kids. Yeah, that's another stop they pulled. And they messed with my fucking crib, with my tools, my whole livelihood. Mess with all the things you're not supposed to touch because of the escalation factor. Yeah, you think I'm playing? Not this is not even cricket. This is dirty pool. I'm gonna take a break and pool, lick a pool. Well, what you know about that in the middle of the rap? I wish I had some good equipment to record instead of just cheap $48 cell phones from the dollar store. You know I don't even got my Galaxy S series like I used to back in the gap. You know I had everything from S2, S3, S4, S5, S6, active S7, active 8, active 10 plus, and all of the ones when I had my AT&T going. What's messed up is I had gone 100% legitimate with all of my income and everything. That's the worst part when I was legit 4 years, yeah, doing it like like society wants, yeah, no more moving Mary Jane, yeah, yeah, because I missed my chance, yeah, when it all became legal. I was in county, yeah, sitting there waiting my chance for a trial on some shit that they couldn't even indict me on. You know how bad a case has to be to not get an indictment. In Texas, they can indict, which is what they say. Yeah, but those arrests will stay on my record forever. First thing on a background check will be charges that they couldn't even indict me on, y'all. That's a bullshit. You know, it's wrecking my whole life. Yeah, tearing my family apart over some bullshit they didn't even have evidence for. It was just made up shit because they were pissed off about not being able to bust me with no bud when I was moving weight for so many years. That's what messed up. I paid my taxes and I paid my dues and I never sold the kids. I didn't break none of those rules. Yeah, played by the outlaw rules. Yeah, doing all the things by the book. Yeah, the unspoken code of the fucking other side of the law that we all do know. Like, don't mess with kids, don't mess with mamas. Yeah, no fucking messing with any kind of sexual problems and nothing like that. You know that shit will get you fucking killed. Well, we'd rather handle it in the streets than let you go to the other side. But either which way, you're gonna probably die. Or you're gonna be a pincushion for the rest of your life. That's what I'm telling y'all. I ain't one of those. I teach all of my daughters and her friends. They know if a boy gets too close and they warn him 3 times to kick him in between the legs, right in the nuts. And God forbid some man gets something in their mouth to bite that thing off. Even if they get their teeth knocked out, we'll get them a new set of teeth. But they'll have that power that they stop that man, and he ain't got no other way to do that again. So no other little girl. Yeah, that's a real dad laying it out for his daughters, keeping it real, 'cause the world's real sick place these days. So you gotta lace them up to protect themselves, especially when they're fucking beautiful like the ones, yeah. Me and my homeboys and homegirls, yeah, we got a lot of ones that be targets for sure for them twisted motherfuckers. Yeah, they run in groups like them ones. Yeah, they got them right here in Lago Vista. One's a fat red-headed motherfucker on a golf cart. Used to be a chief or some kind of high position. I can't say officially because of fucking clip me. Yeah, they roll with those dudes that went to high school with, the ones that go to that freaking grapevine before it opens. Yeah, it's in a fucking little stream, a real linear one, real level, real right down to earth. You see, yeah, like perpendicularly, yeah. Like a pizza or like an iron is, yeah, or straightening hair, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go there on the weekends before opening that whole group. Yeah, 'cause they got that vibe. I've been to TDC and I've been in maximum security in county. So I've been around them, yeah, I ain't one, but they got that vibe, and yeah, when they put that target on my back, some of these fucking twisted bastards came to recruit me up, and they nice try, Wong guy, yeah, fucking motherfuckers messing with the wrong person, 'cause I'm gonna turn them over to the outlaw justice system, yeah, so they can get their punishment. Old school like next door, I said TDCJ, yeah, next door to C5, and it was C6. That dude got that mop stick right up in his cavity, yeah, and that dude died, yeah. I, I, I can't fucking blame the people that did it. He admitted he was one of them ones that they're so I'd have fucking probably joined in if I was on that unit, but I wasn't because I'm a dad, I'm a mom. I was both of them for my first one. Yeah, she saved my life the day she came to earth. Yeah, the day she was born. I saw the real worth. It wasn't paper, it wasn't possessions, it was, yeah, that little angel right there before me, yeah, saved my life. So I turned down all the way, yeah, yeah, I was working in the oil field, but I took all my days off. Yeah, I was home for my family as much as I could, and I was gonna have to quit when I lost it anyway, cause her fucking mom was such a no, so neglectful that she let her labia close. That's a bad mom, yeah, so that's why I'm her mom, cause I had to be both sides. I was doing it alone. Yeah, a couple years later, I got real close friends there because they let me into their lives and I let them into ours. Yeah, well, we were raising all the kids together like a freaking village does. Yeah, and I'll tell you that my baby mama, my son's mom was more of a mom to my first daughter. Straight up, yeah, we don't get along, but she did more for my first than any other. No lie, no lie, we had our problems, but that was personal. But she did her best, and she learned a lot, and she's doing real good. I wish her the best, and know that I'm trying to come through with all the C as you know, like I said I would. I'm not BS, and you know I wouldn't do that. I ain't never freaking try to give you bad advice. No, I haven't. BRI. No, I did not. Never, no, not once. I don't know what would set you off and send you on those little tantrums like you thought it was, and saving you would just wig out. But I know you got over that anger problem after you had that time with the son, with our son all alone. You know it just sucks. It took that much to show you, but I'm glad you finally see the real important things. They're right there with him, just like she was for me. Yeah, he's important too, don't get me wrong, but I know what you had him all alone, and it makes you see the real value. I was locked up. It wasn't his fault, and I'm not kind of mess up what you got going, but I would love to see him sometimes if you would let me do it. Whatever, like I can't do anything with this fucking record and these trumped up charges these corrupt motherfuckers had to make up these lies. I had full custody, doing it right. I was a real good dad, still really am, but I got no kids around, so I can't really say anything like that. You know, you can't be a dad or a mom if you don't have them in your life. It's just kind of hard with. It's like trying to be in construction with no wood or no concrete or fucking nails and no materials to build with. How am I supposed to be a parent when I got no kids to raise up? And at this point, I don't even know where they're at. My daughter's not answering, and my ex-wife, yeah, her biological, just said some beach in Texas, some beach house on a beach in Texas. Then she said Matagorda Bay near Galveston. That's a fucking lie because Matagorda is south of Kingsville, Texas. I knew that right off the top of my head. What the fuck you trying to pull on me, and why they got my number blocked and all around the calendar annually? Yeah, never unblocked. I got a freaking change a freaking different text now number just to get a call through to either one. Yeah, and I haven't got to hear my daughter's voice but once this year, and I've only seen her once in person, and I've been out of the pen for over a year. Yeah, she told me I love you, Dad. Stay hypervigilant. Go ahead and look up the definition of hypervigilant and see why I'm being the way that I am when your daughter with a higher IQ than you tells you something like that. You pay attention and you pay attention real good because she's trying to give you a signal to come through. Don't know how, don't know where, don't know how I can do it with no vehicle, no means, no, nothing, no people believing in any of it anyway. Yeah, just because some random fucking chick named Kelly, yeah, she works for a pill mill out in Cedar Park, North Austin, off of Anderson Mill. Yeah, pill mill doctor, yeah, he's got all these little girls fucking walking around doing fucking moves like you see on the red light district corner. Yeah, I fucking had to get on my daughter's butt for sure. I said, why are you doing those poses? Why are you walking like that? Why are you doing that? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, I didn't cuss, but my brain was thinking that for sure. Yeah, yeah, just 'cause her mama ain't drinking no more don't mean she didn't get mixed up with this whole opiate fucking crisis and all of that because I can tell that she's twisted off on something. Another freestyle by Kyle Benjamin Taylor, Johnny Cash with a K. Oh, are open all the time in the house out in the country. But you know, right now it's the heat of the summer in the ring of fire, Bermuda Triangle, what I call it, North Shores of Lake Travis. You know, it's like it's like paradise on earth, but you know it gets real hot, hotter than the hearth. Yeah, you know it's not meant for the tourist, not for the light of heart. You know you gotta commit to living here. Yeah, you gotta know that in those good lake years. Yeah, when the money's coming in real fast. Yeah, you better set some aside for the droughts because it dries up. Yeah, money dries up with the lake every time, and yeah, that gets them tourists out of here right now on my block. There's houses for sale, houses for lease, duplexes going up, and properties for sale. I'm telling y'all, I would love to have some of my homeboys, homegirls move on the block. Yeah, that would be fucking awesome, y'all. I'm telling y'all, duplex right on the corner of American and Santa Carlo, and a house for sale right across the street. And there's more down the street on Santa Rosa in the next lot past mine on Santa Rosa's for sale, no lie. Yeah. Gotta meet the new neighbors at 2309. Try to give 'em my number today, but they were avoiding me, is what it seemed like. Like the other neighbors already filled their head full of log of rumors. Yeah, I hope they know not to believe the local hype. Yeah, if they're new to this place, I'm gonna have to say please, but please don't don't listen to the rumors and go talk to the OGs, you know, the ones that been out here for like 30, 40, 50 years. Yeah, like me and my original homeboys, you know, the ones they be making that shine, you know, yeah, out there under the beams of the moon. Yeah, you know, got them tees. Yeah, you know, because they've been golfing since way back with them carts. You know, the brats. You know who I'm talking about. Where they at? You know what I mean? Yeah, no disrespect. You know, life is rushing. Life's no fun. Yeah, back in the middle school talent show him in Florida, yeah, you know the old one, yeah, yeah, Miss Susie flipped at me, yada yada, blue one back in the gap. Yeah, I got all of this straight from the dome. I'm not reading nothing, yo. I just got it in my memory for sure. My short term a little throwed, but my long term rock solid, rock solid. I'm telling y'all for real. I can tell you all things you wouldn't believe. Yeah, I can remember when we were hunting them freaking trash pandas at my house at one summer with my good friend Mr. Bo. Yeah, but I remember what happened to the church, huh? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know it, but I won't spell it out. You know, but it was one of them moments that uh, I know it's in his mind once I brought it up. Yeah, riding R125, yeah, the yellow one, bored out to 185, power bands adjusted all the way up. He couldn't keep the front wheel on the ground with all of his weight and all his trying. Yeah, you know that ain't no freaking joke. The bike was I was riding around little tiny four wheeler with balloon tires, no shocks, and yeah, and we had that older RM125 that we got that was camouflage. It came with that Yamaha 60 four wheeler, and then we also had a couple other things. Yeah, but that fool never rode anything. He's been a poser since way back. Yeah, he's always been on a weak fucking link. Go look him up, y'all. I'm telling y'all, HJH, yeah, that motherfucker got like 15 charges, ain't done no time, ain't got no probation, nothing. Yeah, that's a snitch for sure. My homegirl said she was in the car, he got pulled over, and he pointed right to where the blue jay flies. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he pointed right to that guy's area, that to that fucking road, you know, down the hee haw with the S on the beginning of that, but no, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know, almost to that creek of the vodkas. Yeah, you know they rockers. Yeah, you know, almost to that county that flames up. But it ain't no fucking cold flame. Yeah, you know it is a like you know when you get hit with the dry ice on your skin and that feeling you get like the old road that I lost my brother William. Yeah, you know right below that East Texas Bible Belt town where I know the senior. Yeah, you know of that town. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, with the chocolate in his fucking front breast pocket. Yeah, yeah, had the twin towers. You know the matching set. You know what I'm talking about. One completed, one not at all. One was just framed and just always a work in progress. I wonder if he ever finished it. Last time I saw him was in that parking lot right by the barbecue and the liquor store. You know the shack right there. Yeah, you know where the CB's at. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. This is a straight Cody rap. Yeah, you know, for my boy Cody Z coming through with all that. Yeah, we sharing it back in the gap when we were both mobile mechanics. I remember when I came up out that door, yeah, you was freaking out trying to find the axle for your wagon when I was coming out. And I had the wrong axle for mine, and it was a match for yours. I gave it up, no problem. That was a blessing, a prayer answered right then in that moment. Yeah, you know what are the chances of that? somebody you know looking for an axle when you got the wrong one, and you weren't even gonna send it back anyway because it wasn't worth the shipping to send it back. And it's a friend, so you threw it right at him. Said you don't owe me a thing at all. Just I hope it's the one you're looking for, and it really was. Yeah, got that grayish blue wagon going, huh? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, like the matching, yeah, set to my legacy, yeah, but a totally different name, you know what I'm talking about, different year model, different everything. Yeah, you know I got a lot of fucking friends, yeah, you know they all out here in the sticks, but not just here, but this is where my roots, my base started out my where I built my 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 first family. Yeah, you know it's not all blood. Yeah, only count my mom and my sister if you want to know the truth on the immediate. Yeah, of course my kids are in there. Yeah, but you know I'm talking about the ones I grew up with. I only count my mom and my sister, and that's it from the people that lived out in the house I grew up in. Yeah. Yeah, besides my friends that moved in over the years, you know, like John, Thun, you know what I'm talking about. Got a big fucking beater in his chest. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know the fucking rest. Yeah, Flores from way back in the gap. And I also know there was a Mr. Dowski, Mr. Lou Dowski. Yeah, you know the one. Yeah, you know like a baby kangaroo. Yeah, what they go by in the in the outback in Australia. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he came to live at the house when wasn't getting along with the stepdad, so he needed to be away before he got himself into trouble, so he could graduate and go back to, yeah, you know, like a $1 bill, but the state, not the district of, yeah, way up, you know, in the corner of the map. We call the lower part of the freaking one, you know, the central of the north side, yeah, you know, below the fucking maple leaves and all of that. I'm crazy like that. Yeah, I might drop the beat and I might stumble a little bit, but I'm just using old cell phones and I'm not writing none of this down. This is straight from the cuff, straight from the dome, out my mouth, over my lips, and yeah. Got my tongue ring back in. Reset for the next beat. Now, yeah, you know, I had a really great life. The only thing, if I died that day, the only thing I would regret is not being here for my kids and my next the next generation, so I can see how great they do with their lives, because I killed my bucket list a long time ago, doing it as quick as I could when I was young. I started living two lives when I was 14, trying to make up for the loss of my brother William. When we lost him on that trail that night in June. Yeah, you know, he was only 16, I was only 14, and yeah. From that day forward, I try to live life for both of us. Yeah, that's my wild side. Yeah, so anything I normally wouldn't have done by myself. Yeah, if I thought he'd given me the courage to do it, I just jumped out and did it, huh? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was my guardian angel because that's the only way I could have survived and been able to get through all of it. I know I shouldn't have blamed myself, but I did because I couldn't explain why I had to be home at 2 a.m. that one night when I never had a curfew any other night since I was 13. The only rule was a call home once a day. It didn't matter weeks and months. As long as I called home once a day and answered my digital pager, if they paged me and hit 911, that meant I had to call home immediately. Other than that, I was living life free, freelance, like free range chicken, but I wasn't no chicken. Uh, I was a fucking wild child. Yeah, yeah, bad boy from the jump. Yeah, even used to wear them shorts, used to rock my Jinkos, yeah, the 22-inch cannons, yeah. But when I started moving more weight, I switched over to wearing the khakis because I had to change my image when I was at school, at least wearing khaki pants, polos, and nice sweaters. Yeah, I had my hair cut shorter, got rid of my headbanger rock and roll hairstyle so I could be GQ and fly right under the radar. Yeah, making straight A's and B's, moving weight, selling pills, doing all these other things for thrills. Yeah, I took a year off where I didn't partake after we lost William, after I partied all the way to 4th of July, trying to forget what had happened that night in June when we lost him. But then after that, I took a whole year off, no drinking and no recreational drugs. Yeah, but I still sold him, stacking that bread just like he always told me. Yeah, always have yourself taken care of. Don't pay for no pussy. Yeah, take the ladies out and treat them real, real good, but don't ever pay for that because we Tomcats and we can get it with just being a man. I don't got a lot of gaming because I don't play. And I don't look like anybody special, you see. So singing these songs and talking my talk and really walking the walk that matches the talk is how I get these beautiful women to be my friends and then later maybe date me some of them, some reason, I don't know if they see, but once they lock it in, I show them why, because I'm loyal to a T and I don't really stray unless they want to bring another woman home with me, yeah. Yeah, I'm down for that, but only if it's their plan, because other than that, I'm a satisfied one woman man. Yeah, yeah, don't even notice other ones. Yeah, of course I see a nice set of titties that pop out at the lake or something. Yeah, if I see them, I'll be like, damn. But other than that, yeah, when I didn't see that set at Cody Park that one day, I never got to see him. I was watching the sunset, and she swears I saw them tits. And I keep telling her that I would have admitted it. Like, why wouldn't I admit to seeing some free range titties pop out of range from me, asking or knowing who the person was at all? Of course, I would admit it if them things I did see. You know what? That's the problem with, yeah, the age difference was too much lower than mine. I can't go that much younger ever again because the communication was just Too different. Plus, I always hung out with olders, yeah, because that's what I was brought up under. Yeah, in the streets, yeah, because I started working when I was 12 years old, at that restaurant. Bussing tables for 4.25 an hour, plus tips, but I yeah, I had a job since then and I hustled stuff. Yeah, first hustle really was cigarettes, huh? Yeah, charging fifth grade girls double on a pack. Yeah, charging five for every pack that was 250 out that outdoor machine behind the shores. Yeah, the timeshare place back in the gap. I was 8 years old, yeah. Yeah, that was my first hustle before I started peddling pet rats at the school. Yeah, straight up in the classroom, made 2 racks when I was in the third grade. You can check the school records. I got Entrepreneur of the Year. Yeah, first time ever, and I doubt they ever had it again because it was a unique thing. Stacked 2 grand, only 8 years old, hustling rats and their cages and such. Yeah, yeah, I'm telling y'all, stacking bread like that. That's when my family started matching my efforts, my hustle. Yeah, un, unknown to me. Yeah, still not officially known, but I see the signs looking back through time. Hindsight 2020, yeah, you gotta look back like I know my granny never lost that. I know that by now, yeah, because it was all about my dad and his whole side of the family thinking he was marrying down to my mama when really she was the one with the big money, yeah, marrying down to him, yeah, so she locked it all away even from herself, you see, to see if he would ever come around to see but he never did. Finally left her as soon as my sister turned 18. Yeah, I just waited so he didn't have to pay child support. That dirty motherfucker, yeah. That's why I don't count him. Then he was trying to outlive her to not collect his retirement because he didn't want to give her cut of his retirement. So he was trying to outlive her till I finally called him up and said, look, you fucking son of a bitch. Go ahead and start collecting that shit because my mom is struggling. It was unknown to me that, yeah, she couldn't get hers until he fucking did that. Couldn't get to the money. She locked away. None of this is official either. This is just looking at the signs, family history, and noticing things. But that's why I got the family history left to me. That's what my uncle Jim left to me was the responsibility of keeping the family history. That book, of the Pirtles and the fucking the Pirtles and the Glanvilles and all of that crowd, yeah, coming from way back, yeah. You think that I'm playing, you think I'm playing, yeah, I know he left it to me because the signs, they all point to that, like getting those 1 troy ounces, yeah, 2 of those for my graduation because I was eating dessert from the beginning, you see, but after he recommended, I started literally always eating dessert before my meals. That way, I always got room for dessert. You see, yeah, feel me? You see what I'm saying? Always have the goods first. Always take care of your lady's needs. in the bedroom before your knees, yeah, gentlemen. That's what I will tell you. My best advice to any real man that's into women is, yeah, in the bedroom, make sure her needs are met first. Yeah, make sure she gets her big O before you even think about yours. Because y'all, I'm telling y'all, it makes a big difference. Guys are easy, we'll get ours every time. But if she's got hers first, yeah, you know, it's like the fountain of youth. Yeah, no lie, ain't no urine, y'all. It don't make no sense that a woman can't come out the same urethra, 'cause men have come out of their urethra, huh? Why couldn't theirs come out the same place as? It don't make no sense, 'cause it don't smell or taste like no urine, not ever, not to my hands and hand to hand, face to face, knowledge with all taste to taste. I'm telling y'all, I ain't playing ladies first. Yeah, the ladies first on everything, yeah, especially in the bedroom, yeah. If it's the end of the world, yeah, rescue situation, yeah, children first, but they ain't in the bedroom, huh? Yeah, you know, that's, so quit twisting it up, because, you know, yeah, I ain't that guy. That's why I did not lose my mind, because when they said those lies, when I got out, oh yeah, all of the moms I knew brought their kids around to visit, just to prove that they did not believe those fucking lies, because I never crossed those lines, never, not once. I'm not even worried, because I wouldn't even think about doing anything like that. I can't even watch a CSI show when they're talking about kids or nothing like that. I sit down to piss at home for that reason, so that my daughter never could walk in on me. Plus, it's real good for my prostate, you see, and good for your prostate means good for your colon, good for your libido, so that's good for your everything. And yeah, only at a home, you see, but that way, God forbid any kid walked in the bathroom and I'd only see me sitting on the toilet. It never happened, but even if it, they wouldn't see nothing, you know. Plus, you never have your daughter falling in the middle of the night, and you get to sit down for a break. Yeah, don't do it in public, and definitely not in jail or prisons, homies. Yeah, I'm just telling you, at home on the home grounds, the same place you take a dump when you go. Yeah, yep. That's just a rule I recommend, especially for single dads, to prevent any problems, any accusations, any fucking thing. Yeah, because it's real sketchy. Yeah, you know, because people be thinking the worst, 'cause they think why you got custody. Did you, like, you know, I don't know why they were so fucked up about it. Yeah, if Yada just asked me, I gave them enough to let for them to know how it happened, y'all. It wasn't nobody's business. Yeah, but they were all bent out of shape, because I was dating beautiful white women, and I had a little beautiful white daughter that was with me all the time. They thought something had to be wrong. I had to be some bad guy. They just looked at the cover and never fucking read the book. Thought I fucking came from nothing. Thought I never fucking made money. Thought I was a bum on the streets, you see. I might dress trashy and I might not have fancy clothes, because I saved my money for the kids and those I love. Yeah, so cares what I wore anyway. I'm a lake rat from way back in the day. That orange sweater on my Facebook post, yeah, where I'm wearing it for Christmas. I had that thing for like 15, 16 years. I was still wearing that same Billabong. Yeah, hoodie, yeah. Yeah, for longer than the dog lived, and that was my best buddy.